All right, so anyone out there getting ready for a tour operator rep interview, you are going to want to listen up because today we're going deep with RoleCatcher's insights to give you that extra edge.
Yeah.
I'm always so fascinated by how they use AI to tailor your CV and give you feedback when you're practicing your interview answers.
It really is like having a career coach.
Right.
But like the future version.
Yes, exactly. Like a futuristic career coach. So cool. And I love that it analyzes job descriptions and tells you what skills you should be highlighting. And their library of interview questions and all these career guides is awesome.
It's really amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But, okay, let's get down to it.
Yeah.
What does a tour operator rep even do?
Right.
It's not just booking trips, is it?
Not just booking trips. No, the career guide actually paints a really interesting picture of the role. It's less travel agent and more like you're an ambassador at the destination. You're like the go-to expert on location, handling everything from local info to those last-minute excursions that come up.
I see.
It's a mix of problem solving and just being that friendly face that makes a trip unforgettable.
Okay, so imagine a tourist is lost or they need a dinner reservation on the busiest Saturday night or, oh no, they've lost their passport.
Yeah.
You're their lifeline.
You're the one they call.
Wow, that's a lot of pressure.
It is, and I think that's why the interview process is so rigorous.
I bet.
Because RoleCatcher's interview guide really emphasizes that interviewers are looking for more than just the right answers, They want to see how you embody the role, how you stay calm under pressure, are resourceful. You have that willingness to go the extra mile.
Yeah, it makes sense that you'd have to prove that you're cool as a cucumber even when everything's going wrong around you.
Right, exactly.
Oh, man. This reminds me of this one interview I had, and I totally froze when they asked me about how I'd handle a difficult customer. And it wasn't even in tourism. Yeah, I really learned that preparation is key.
It definitely is. And that's where I think RoleCatcher's deep dive on specific questions is so useful.
Yeah.
They've got 8 common questions that pop up. So let's go through those and break them down so you're ready for anything.
Perfect. Love it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so question number 1. Can you give us an overview of your experience in the tourism industry?
Okay.
It seems pretty basic, but I'm sure there's more to it than meets the eye.
Yeah, this was really all about your first impression.
Okay.
It's where they're kind of gauging your passion for the industry and how your background aligns. But you want to highlight relevant skills even if they weren't specifically from a tour operator role.
I see.
So think customer service, communication, problem solving.
Okay, so even if my previous job was at a busy cafe.
Yes.
I could talk about dealing with demanding customers and, staying organized during rush hour.
Exactly. You could say something like, working in a fast-paced cafe really honed my customer service skills and taught me to multitask under pressure.
Oh.
Resolve issues quickly, but keep a positive attitude. It shows you have the foundation even if you haven't been a rep before.
I love that reframing.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what about follow-up questions? They're probably going to dig a little deeper, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. They'll want specific examples.
Okay.
They might ask you something like, tell me about a time a customer was upset. How did you handle it?
Oh, yeah.
And that's when the STAR method comes in.
Oh, yes, the STAR method. I've heard about this.
Situation, task, action, result.
Okay.
It's a really good way to make sure you're telling a structured story that's compelling.
So I'd explain what happened, what my role was, the actions I took, and then the positive outcome.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. It helps to keep you focused, and it makes the example memorable.
Yes. And this is where I think RoleCatcher's AI is especially helpful. Imagine practicing your answer, recording yourself, and then getting feedback from the AI on everything.
Wow.
From the content to your delivery.
It's like a personal coach is analyzing every detail.
It is. It's amazing.
That's next level prep.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Okay.
Question that's relevant to, I think, any customer-facing role. How do you handle difficult customers or situations?
All right, well, think about it. Travel can be so unpredictable.
Right.
Delays, lost luggage, cultural misunderstandings, things happen.
Yeah, they do.
So the interviewer wants to know, you can kind of handle those situations with grace and, professionalism.
Yeah, so they're not looking for someone who's going to fall apart under pressure.
Right.
They want someone who can stay calm, empathetic, find solutions.
Exactly. So instead of focusing on a specific story, I would describe your overall approach.
Okay.
You could say something like, I believe in active listening, acknowledging the customer's feelings first, and then I focus on finding a solution, but obviously within company guidelines.
Yeah.
It shows that you have a system, even if you know every situation is unique.
I'm sensing a theme here.
Yeah.
Empathy is crucial.
Yes.
It's not just about solving the problem. It's about understanding, the human being behind it.
Definitely. And RoleCatcher's approaches section for this question actually highlights that too.
Interesting.
Now, for follow-ups, they might push you for a specific scenario. Like they might say, tell me about a time a customer was especially demanding, what did you do? So have that STAR method example ready.
Okay, so I got to have those stories locked and loaded.
You got it.
Thinking back to those, wow moments where you turned a negative into a positive.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's move on to a question about organization. How do you prioritize your tasks and manage your time effectively?
This one's huge.
Yes.
Especially when you're juggling flights, hotels, tours.
Right.
And who knows what else.
You gotta be on top of it.
They want someone who can handle it all.
Definitely. And you want to avoid vague answers here.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm good at multitasking.
Yeah.
Give them concrete examples of your methods.
Okay.
Do you use a specific system like to-do lists or a calendar app?
Mm-hmm.
Do you prioritize based on urgency and importance?
Got it.
Yeah.
So maybe something like I use a digital calendar to schedule everything.
Yep.
And then I prioritize based on urgency. And then if things get really hectic, I communicate with my team so that, everyone's on the same page and deadlines are met.
That's a really good example.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So it shows that I'm proactive and collaborative.
It does.
And follow-up questions, they probably ask about a time I faced a tight deadline or had to juggle multiple tasks.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Got it. Always having those examples ready.
Yep.
Before we move on, though, can we just talk about RoleCatcher's AI for a second?
Yes.
It's wild that it can analyze a job description and then help tailor your answers to that.
It's incredibly valuable.
Yeah.
Let's say a job description really emphasizes like cultural sensitivity.
Okay.
RoleCatcher might then suggest that you weave in an experience from your travels. Or maybe some volunteer work you've done with diverse communities, something that you might not have initially thought to highlight.
It's like having a personalized guide.
It is.
To showcase the skills that matter most to that specific employer.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Okay, back to the questions.
Right.
How do you stay up to date on industry trends and changes?
Okay.
Now, this is interesting because in a field like tourism, it's constantly changing.
It is. It's very dynamic.
Yeah, new destinations, travel styles, technology. It's always evolving. So they want to see that you're passionate and committed to learning.
Yeah.
Right?
They want to know that you're keeping up.
Okay, so I shouldn't just say like, oh, I Google stuff.
Probably not the best answer, no.
Yeah, probably not. Okay, so what should I say?
Be specific. Mention industry publications, maybe blogs, you follow conferences you've attended.
Okay.
You could say something like, I subscribe to travel magazines, I follow industry influencers on social media, and I attend webinars on sustainable tourism practices.
Okay.
It shows that you're actively engaged.
That paints a much clearer picture.
Right.
Okay, what about follow-ups?
They might ask you about a specific trend that has caught your eye recently, or how you've applied new knowledge to your work. So be ready to go beyond just listing your sources and demonstrate your thinking about these things.
So it's about showing that I'm not just passively taking in information,
Right.
but actually using it to learn and grow.
Exactly. Okay, next up. Can you give an example of a time when you went above and beyond to provide excellent customer service?
All right, so this is your chance to shine.
Yes, it is.
It's not about just doing your job. It's about going above and beyond.
Exactly. Those wow moments.
Those wow moments. Okay, let's say I was a barista and a customer mentioned that they just missed their flight. Could I say that I surprised them with their favorite drink on the house and like a little note wishing them a better day?
That's perfect. It shows you listened, you empathized, and you took action.
Cool.
Yeah. And for follow-ups, they might ask you about the customer's reaction or how your actions impacted their experience.
So be ready to share the positive outcome.
Got it. It's all about showing the impact you had.
Yes.
Okay, next question. How do you handle stress and pressure in a fast-paced environment? This feels very relevant.
Very relevant to
this job.
Absolutely. Tour operator reps are constantly dealing with unexpected situations and demands.
Yeah.
They want to know that you can stay calm and effective even amidst the chaos.
So it's about showing that I have coping mechanisms. Not that I never get stressed.
Exactly.
But that I have strategies in place.
Yes. So share specific techniques you use.
Okay.
Do you prioritize tasks? Take breaks? Practice mindfulness? You could say something like, when things get overwhelming, I take a moment to breathe and refocus. I break down large tasks into smaller steps, and I delegate when possible to avoid burnout.
Okay.
It shows you're self-aware and proactive.
And what about follow-up questions?
They might ask for a specific example of a stressful situation at work and how you handled it.
So be prepared to talk about those pressure moments and how you navigated them.
Noted. Okay, moving on to a question about teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
Can you describe a time when you had to resolve a conflict with a coworker or supervisor? Conflict is inevitable in any workplace, right?
It is, and this question is all about assessing your interpersonal skills
Okay.
and your ability to handle disagreements professionally.
So let's say I had a disagreement with a colleague about how to handle a customer complaint.
Mm-hmm.
We had different approaches. How would I describe resolving that?
You could say something like, I took the time to understand my coworker's perspective and respectfully discuss the pros and cons of each approach. We eventually found a compromise that addressed the customer's needs while staying within company guidelines.
Okay.
It shows you're a collaborator, not a bulldozer.
Right. It's about finding that common ground, that win-win solution.
Exactly. What kind of follow-up questions do you think they would ask?
I imagine they might want me to elaborate on the steps I took to resolve that conflict, or maybe talk about the outcome.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so be prepared to discuss those specifics and how, I navigated that disagreement and, what were the positive results.
Exactly.
I'm seeing how important it is to have specific examples ready.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough to just say, I'm good at resolving conflicts.
Mm-hmm.
You need to back it up with those stories.
Yeah, absolutely. It brings your skills to life and makes your answers much more convincing.
For sure. Okay, on to our final question. Can you describe a time when you had to handle a difficult client or customer?
Okay.
This kind of feels similar to the earlier one about difficult customers, but I feel like this one's maybe more focused on a single, really intense interaction.
You're right. This is about showcasing your ability to stay calm and professional and solution-oriented when you're faced with a really challenging customer.
Okay.
So choose an example that really demonstrates your resilience and your problem-solving skills under pressure.
Okay, let's say I was working at a hotel
Right.
and a guest was furious because their room wasn't ready.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they were yelling, demanding an upgrade, threatening a bad review. How would I describe handling that chaos?
Okay, you could say, I acknowledge the guest's frustration and apologize for the inconvenience. I listened to their concerns and explained the reason for the delay. Then I offered them a complimentary drink while they waited and personally escorted them to their upgraded room.
Wow, so you really went above and beyond to turn that negative experience around.
You did. You turned that frown upside down.
Yeah.
And they're going to ask follow-up questions.
Okay, okay.
They might ask about the guest's reaction or how your actions affected their overall experience. They might even ask you if you've ever had to deal with a particularly unreasonable customer and how you managed to maintain your composure.
Gotcha. So be prepared to discuss those really challenging moments and highlight the positive outcomes you're able to achieve.
Exactly. It's all about showing you can handle the heat.
Okay, I love that. But before we move on, can we circle back to RoleCatcher's AI for a second? Because we touched on this earlier, but it's worth really emphasizing how this goes beyond just like generic advice.
It does. It's really amazing.
Yeah.
RoleCatcher's AI actually analyzes the specific job description.
Right.
And it helps tailor your answers accordingly. It makes sure that your responses are directly addressing what that employer is looking for.
It's like having a secret weapon.
It is.
I upload my CV, the job description, and then the AI finds those keywords and skills they're looking for, and it gives me suggestions on how to weave those things into my answers.
Yeah, it's so smart.
It's so smart, and don't forget about the AI feedback on your practice sessions.
Right.
Imagine like you're recording yourself answering these questions, and then getting personalized insights on, your delivery, your body language, even your tone of voice.
It's fantastic.
It's like a virtual coach.
It is.
In your pocket. Okay, so let's say I aced the interview.
Okay.
Thanks to RoleCatcher.
Congratulations.
And at the job, congratulations to me.
Woo.
What does career growth even look like for a tour operator representative?
That's a great question, and I think RoleCatcher's career stages section has some good insight there.
Okay.
So typically you'd start as a trainee. You're learning the ropes, assisting those senior representatives. Think of it as like hands-on training where you're shadowing people, getting familiar with destination services, and just comfortable with how the company does things.
So it's a chance to absorb all that knowledge and gain experience before taking on more responsibility.
Yeah, and then once you've proven yourself, you've got the confidence, you move into the role of tour operator representative.
Okay.
This is where you really shine handling customer inquiries, managing travel services. You might even lead tours or excursions.
So dynamic, lots of interaction, problem solving.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a good one.
So what's the next step up the ladder then?
From there, you could become a senior tour operator representative.
Okay.
That's where you take on more leadership, you're mentoring, training those new reps, you're handling the complex customer issues, and you might even develop strategies to improve like customer satisfaction and sales.
Okay, so there's a clear path for advancement within the company. You can develop your skills, take on new challenges. I love that. But is that it?
Well,
is there any room for like more specialized roles? Or growth beyond the traditional ladder?
You're in luck, because RoleCatcher actually mentions a couple of interesting possibilities. As you gain experience and expertise, you might choose to specialize in a particular destination or type of travel, like adventure tourism or luxury travel.
Wow.
You could be the go-to expert for a specific region or niche market.
Oh, that's so cool.
Which could open up even more opportunities for growth.
Imagine becoming like a specialist in African safaris or ecotourism in the Amazon.
That would be amazing.
So cool.
It just shows that a career in tour operator representation can be as diverse and fulfilling as the travel experiences that you help create.
I love that. And you know what else I found inspiring?
What's
in this section, they actually include profiles of real people at each career stage.
Oh, that's great.
Reading about their journeys, the challenges they overcame, the successes they had. It was really motivating.
That's awesome.
It made the whole thing feel more tangible, more attainable.
Absolutely.
That's such a great point, because it's one thing to read about like job titles and responsibilities, but it's another thing entirely to see how real people have, navigated those roles and built these fulfilling careers. In the travel industry. I bet those stories are super inspiring for anyone considering this career path.
They really are, and it just shows you that with hard work and dedication and a passion for travel, the possibilities are kind of endless.
I love that. Okay, so future tour operator representatives, we've covered a lot today.
They have.
We explored the core role, the potential career paths. We tackled those tricky interview questions. And we even got to see how RoleCatcher's AI can give you an edge in the job market.
Absolutely.
Feeling empowered?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Okay, so remember, preparation is key.
Yes.
Take advantage of those RoleCatcher resources.
Yes.
Tailor your answers to the specific job description. Practice those responses until you feel confident and ready. And don't forget to showcase that passion for travel.
Definitely.
And your commitment to creating unforgettable experiences.
That's the most important part.
You've got the knowledge, the tools, and hopefully the inspiration to rock that interview and embark on this exciting journey.
You got that.
In the world of travel. But before we wrap up completely, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay. It's all about who you are and how that fits with this career path, Yeah,
so it's not just being organized and a good communicator. There's more to it.
Definitely. Like, think about the situations these reps face. Unexpected changes, all sorts of personnel. They got to be so adaptable and resourceful.
Right.
On the spot. So the best ones have that genuine love for travel and connecting with people from all walks of life, and they're good at turning challenges into opportunities.
So they're the kind of person who can calm down a frustrated traveler or figure out a way to communicate even with a language barrier.
Exactly.
And like turn a rainy day into an adventure.
Yeah, they have empathy, resilience, they can think on their feet. All those things make a huge difference.
It sounds like it takes a really special mix of skills and personality to do this job well.
It does. It's more than a job.
Yeah.
It's for those who really love the energy and excitement of travel.
Yeah, it's a calling.
It is. And with the right prep, using tools like RoleCatcher and really having that passion for what you do, it can be a super rewarding career.
This deep dive has been so insightful.
Good.
I feel like I get it now, what it takes to really succeed in this role.
Yeah.
It's definitely challenging, but so exciting if you're dreaming of a career in travel.
Absolutely. And remember, even the longest journey starts with a single step.
That's true.
Take that step, explore RoleCatcher, practice your interview skills, connect with people in the industry. You never know where it might lead.
To all our listeners out there who are ready to turn their passion for travel into a career, we encourage you to take that next step.
Do it.
Explore RoleCatcher, hone those skills, and go after those dreams.
And remember, the world is waiting.
Oh,
so get out there.
Love it.
Make those travel dreams a reality.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of tour operator representatives. We'll see you next time for another exciting exploration of a career path.
See you then.
We've talked about the skills and the experience that you need,
Mm-hmm.
but what about the personality?
Right.
Like, what makes a great tour operator representative? Just personality-wise. What are those things that make someone really shine in this role?
Yeah, that's a really good point, and something important to think about when you're getting ready for that interview.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about having the right answers on paper.
Right.
It's about showing who you are and how your personality really matches up with what it takes to do this job and enjoy it.
Yeah. So we're talking about more than just, being organized and a good communicator.
Uh-huh.
What else makes a tour operator rep really stand out from the crowd?
Think about the stuff they have to deal with, like unexpected changes, different personalities all the time.
Yeah.
You got to be adaptable. You got to be resourceful on your feet.
For sure.
And the people who are best at this job, they have that like natural enthusiasm for travel. They love connecting with people from all walks of life, and they're good at turning a challenge into an opportunity.
I love that. Yeah, they're the ones who can calm down a frustrated traveler.
Yeah.
Or figure out how to communicate even when there's a language barrier.
Exactly.
Or, turn a rainy day into an unexpected adventure.
Yes, they have empathy. They're resilient. They can think quickly.
Right.
All those things are super important.
It sounds like this role really needs a special mix of skills and personality traits.
It does. It's not just a job. It's like a calling.
Yeah.
For people who really thrive on that energy and excitement of the travel world.
This has been such an insightful deep dive.
I'm glad.
I feel like I have a whole new understanding of what it takes to succeed in this role. It's definitely challenging, but it's so exciting for those who are dreaming of a career in the travel industry.
It is. And, even the longest journey starts with just one step.
So true.
Take that step, explore RoleCatcher practice for those interviews, connect with other people in the industry. You just never know what could happen.
To all our listeners out there who are ready to turn their passion for travel into a real career,
Yes.
we encourage you to take that next step. Explore RoleCatcher, hone those skills, and go after your dreams.
The world's waiting.
I love it.
Get out there. Make those travel dreams a reality.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of tour operator representatives. We'll see you next time for another exciting exploration of a career path. Until then, happy travels.